Hi, I want to talk about what's happening in Bondi. I'm probably going to have to make a few videos about this because there's a lot of ground we need to cover. But first of all, I'm a veteran and I served 15 years in the military. My family's served since World War One, so I think I've earned the right to make some commentary about what's happening in my country right now. I'm also a revert to Islam. I've been a Muslim since 2002, so that's about 90% of my military career. Post 9/11. I moved to Malaysia in 2018 after discharging from the ATF. First of all, our thoughts and prayers from my family here in Malaysia go out to the Australian people, in particularly the Jewish and Muslim communities. Because what I'm hearing from the Muslim community right now in Australia in regards to their concerns and what they're seeing, it's very concerning. This terrorist attack has been a tragic loss of life. There's no doubt about that. And I can't get this image of that beautiful girl Matilda out of my head. I've got five girls of my own, so this was going to haunt me for a long time, as does the phone call of Hind Rajab to emergency services in Gaza before she was murdered. So to put it into perspective, we've had 391 mass shootings in the US this year, including one the same day as the one in Bondi, to which some of the victims of that shooting were in previous shootings, mass shootings. So that's a thing now. That's incredible. First of all, I'm not an anti-Semite at all. I believe interfaith dialogue is extremely important. A lot of my literary heroes, they're all Jewish. Norman Finkelstein, John Mersheimer, Ilan Pepe, just to name a few. If you want to go down that road, sorry, not going to work. First of all, I've seen a completely destructive and toxic atmosphere coming out of Australia, particularly from legacy media. And there's also a lot of stuff circulating online, which is quite disturbing. This is a time where we need to rally around our leader. And just because the Liberal Party nearly self-imploded like Ocean Gate at the last election, now's not the time to restart your racist Islamophobic bullshit to score political points. The attacks on our Prime Minister and from the Liberal Party that I've seen over the last few days is absolutely atrocious. And you should be standing behind him. Now, how dare you use a terrorist attack on our Jewish community and those lives lost to try and rebuild your party to score political points? It's just beyond belief. I think it's your rhetoric that inspires and gives political cover for that piece of crap that carried out the terrorist attack on Muslims in Christchurch, because what you say actually creates more extremism than you realise. Your words do carry a lot of weight. And of course, Michaela Cash, or Bogan Thatcher, she's one of the worst offenders here. She spewed some real bile over the last few days, but I'll probably have to cover that in another video. But, here's a woman that's on record at Senate estimates saying she'd be quite happy to bring an indicted war criminal indicted by the International Criminal Court to Australia. I mean, that's just disgusting. So you do well, Michaela, Pauline and Beetroot Head Barnaby and Katter and the rest of the basket of deplorables to look at an example of Jacinda Ardern, because that's a true democratic leader of the highest quality, and how she united her country after their tragic Christchurch massacre. As for the Jewish politicians, Sharma, Lesser and Frydenberg, well, what are you doing? We used to think that you guys were normal Jews, but now you're starting to sound like you're from the Likud party, not the Liberal Party, because you've got all the typical signs of the Zionist Hasbara playbook. And it's so obvious for those who really understand how that works. Because if something happens to our brothers and sisters in the Muslim community, that's on you. Also, the legacy media, what you're doing right now and what you've done since October 7th is just pure journalistic malpractice and extremely dangerous, particularly at a time when everyone under the age of 16 is now off social media. So they've got to get their news from you knuckleheads now. You've attacked the Prime Minister, but the real blame lies in our intelligence services like ASIO and Mike Burgess. Because how the hell does this guy who's on a watch list gets taken off the watch list, able to get weapons, goes to the Philippines, where you know Abu Sayyaf and Jamaat Islamiyah have training camps all over the place in the south. What were you thinking? Is there any trigger when these guys leave the airport, when they book their tickets online? Come on, we're not buying it. You really dropped the ball on this one, ASIO. Look, I think that's about it for this first video. So, look, please like, share, and comment, and feel free to fact check anything I've said, but please come with receipts. And also, please forgive me. This is the first time I've ever had to make content like this. I've never made a video like this ever. And so please just bear with me. And if there's anything you'd like to talk to me about, please leave it in the comments. Thank you.